Hello everyone and welcome to Sunup. I'm Lyndall Stout. We join you today from the 2012 Oklahoma State Fair, where the theme this year is homegrown fun, and these vintage tractors certainly caught our eye. We'll have more from the fair a little later in the show, but first a Farm Bill update with our Ag Policy Specialist, Jody Campiche.
Well, the current Farm Bill expires September 30th of this year. We still are not really anywhere closer to getting a new Farm Bill in the next few weeks. So what's probably going to happen is that probably nothing will happen in the next few months, but maybe we'll pass an extension in the lame duck session in December. But right now we're just kind of in limbo. Congress may pass a continuing resolution to continue on with the current Farm Bill past September 30th. But some of the key issues that have been asked about the Farm Bill is that there's some livestock disaster assistance programs that were authorized in the 2008 Farm Bill, specifically the Livestock Indemnity Program, the Livestock Forage Disaster Program. And in 2011, the Livestock Forage Disaster Program was very, very important for Oklahoma producers. It provided coverage for grazing losses due to drought issues. The Livestock Indemnity Program provides coverage for livestock deaths in excess of normal mortality. So I've had a lot of questions of, are those programs coming back, because they were only authorized through October of 2011. So the latest that I've heard is that in both the Senate and the House bills, both bills include those disaster programs. So once a Farm Bill is passed, those programs will more than likely be in the new Farm Bill. And it is quite likely that they'll actually go back and cover losses for 2012, because I know we've had a lot of producers in the state that definitely had some drought-related losses in 2012.
And since we are in such limbo and with all the political questions, what's going to happen, what the outcome may be, what advice do you have for producers as far as documentation and staying organized once we do have a final decision?
So probably the most important piece of advice I can give producers in regard to government programs is to keep very accurate production records. And even right now, when we don't have these programs in place, once they do get in place and if they decide to go back and cover losses through 2012, it is important that producers have continued to keep these records. So for any government programs, they need to keep very accurate production records. The other thing I'll mention is that we do have a couple of other disaster programs that are in place right now, and we're not waiting on those. Most of the state has been declared as a primary natural disaster area, which makes producers in most of the state eligible for low-interest emergency loans. Also, CRP emergency haying and grazing is available right now. Usually it ends September 30th due to the primary nesting season, but they've actually extended that for another 2 months, so through the end of November. There's also a few options if producers have EQIP or Wetlands Reserve Program contracts. There's actually been some funding provided to allow producers to maybe go in and change these contracts a little bit to help with some of their drought assistance needs. And producers would need to go to their NRCS office to ask about those programs. So I would say producers definitely should check with their Farm Service Agency office and their NRCS office for options on some of the drought programs.
Okay, and finally, just a quick mention about the crop insurance deadlines for wheat and that price set.
Yeah, the crop insurance deadline for wheat and other small grains is October 1st, so we don't have much time left. The wheat projected price has been set. It's at $8.78, so producers definitely need to go into their crop insurance agent and get their crop insurance.
Okay, Jody Campiche, our Ag Policy Specialist, and we'll talk to you again soon.